All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Remember to check out our conversation with Colby Richardson from yesterday, man. A lot of good stuff coming out of that with the LSU defensive back who transferred over from McNeese. And big announcement coming up tonight. Hold the Rope with Dan Canterbury, Skip Bertman, Tommy Kreisand, and your producer, Lloyd Courtney.
Hell yeah.
Back in the seat, baby. Hitting the ones and twos for Hold the Rope.
Unless it's mic'd up, then we don't hit any buttons.
6 o'clock tonight. Looking forward to seeing the big guy make his debut here at FM Digital Media. But really fired up, man, as we have been trying to link up a Louisiana native and finally got him through here on the second day of class as fall camp is as broken, and now they are getting prepared for Florida State. We are, man, it's cool to catch up with Joe Foucha, the safety transfer over from Arkansas, but Louisiana native back home for his senior season here, ready to take on this LSU football season as a Tiger, man. Joe, it's great to see you, bro. Good morning. Thanks for coming by.
Good morning, man. I'm glad to be here. You know, like you said, we've been at this for a while trying to get me here. You know, now that fall camp over, man, I'm glad to see where all the magic happened.
Absolutely, bro. It's good to have you through here. It was a huge story when you ended up back in Baton Rouge, and we've asked so many people that have come through here, whether it's coaches, players, all the new faces. How'd you end up back at LSU? How'd you end up back in Baton Rouge?
Well, you know, my last season, my family ain't really get to see me play a lot, so you know, it was a blessing for me to come home. You know, Coach Kelly recruited me, of course, Coach Frank and Coach Cooks, so. You know, I'm just glad to be back, man, and I got to connecting with them, you know, after the bowl game, and you know, we got things, you know, happening right away. Yeah.
What was recruiting like for you initially when you first came out of high school? What was your recruiting experience like?
You know, it was amazing. You know, I racked up a lot of offers. Of course, I got the LSU offer as well. A lot of big schools was offering me. But for me, I wanted to, you know, go away far from home. Far as I wanted to, you know, mature and be, you know, locked in. And so I felt like going away was the best decision for me at that time.
What was the experience like at Arkansas for you?
You know, it was amazing. You know, all 4 years. You know, of course, the first 2 years the record didn't show, but you know, with Pittman coming in and changing the culture, I felt like. You know, it gave us that spark, and then, you know, that COVID year we did pretty well. But you know, last year was an outstanding season for the Razorbacks, and I felt like you know that matured me a lot, and you know, as far as like experience, you know, I didn't went through a lot as far as like losses and wins.
What was your experience like with LSU in recruiting and kind of playing them the last couple of years?
Well, so. You know, playing them, every time, you know, it's when you play a team like, you know, I'm from New Orleans, so I feel like, you know, when we go against LSU, it's like I know most of the guys on the team, so it's like, you know, I'm gonna go all in. Like every game, I'm gonna go all in, but it's like just that game is different because it's like, you know, I played against some of these guys throughout high school. I know these guys, and you know, now that I'm back, you know, I feel like, you know, everyone is taking me in and. You know, it's like I've been here for all 4 years.
What's the SEC like going into the final season of you playing? You've played it now for 3 years. What is this conference like from your point of view?
Man, it's a pretty rough conference. You know, like once you get into SEC play and it's an SEC game every Saturday. You know, you get guys banged up, and you know it's a grind. It's a, you know, as far as it's more of a mental thing. It's like, you know, because everyone is big, everyone is strong. We going against the best, so it's like, you know, it's like what I'm gonna do, as far as like mentally, like how I'm gonna keep my game, how I'm gonna keep elevating, and like I said, once it get to playing the multiple games, it's how you're gonna elevate yourself and keep it going.
What was the transfer portal experience like for you?
Well, you know, once I hit the portal, I kind of knew I wanted to come home, but it was a lot of schools that reached out to me, but. I didn't brush nobody off, like, you know what I'm saying? I still, like, was listening to what everyone had to say, what everyone had to offer, but I wanted to finish my last season home, you know, to be closer to my family, and made this home for me.
Once Frank Wilson makes that call to come to LSU, it's probably tough to say no, I'd imagine, huh?
Nah, definitely. And then, you know, me and Frank, we already had a good relationship before I came here, you know, with him being from New Orleans as well. So I mean, once we got to talking, it was a done deal.
Now tell me about since landing in Baton Rouge, there has been fast and furious turnover. I think you were one of the first transfers, if not the first, to transfer in. How have you seen this roster develop since you've been in Baton Rouge, going through spring, early parts of fall camp, and now you guys are getting prepared for Florida State? How about all of the work to get to where you guys are now?
I feel like, coming in, it's like just seeing the growth and like the younger guys and the older guys, the older guys helping the younger guys out. A lot of guys, coming around, like Major, he was hurt, and I feel like he's has a lot of potential. He's a younger guy, but the way he's communicating and the way he's doing, carrying himself, I feel like he's a very mature. And then it's other guys balling like Jordan Allen, like the freshman.
Yeah.
He coming in with good size and he locking guys up, and I feel like just the relationship we all have in the room. You know what I'm saying? It's not a one-sided room, because it's a lot of transfers and it's a lot of guys that have been there, but we all we got that bond. And it's crazy to say that, because that's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? When it's new guys, and especially it's not just new guys, it's guys that are transfers. Yeah. And it don't feel that way.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Saying we heard a lot when that was kind of going on. The SWAT teams were kind of really exposing that stuff. You know what I mean? Really was kind of bringing you guys together. What was your experience like with the SWAT?
Well, so I love that Coach Kelly put this the SWAT teams together, because you hold each other accountable. But not only you do that, you competing against each other. It's like, man, I got to get to class, because I can't show up late. I don't want no points taken away. I got to get to tutoring on time, and we hold each other accountable. Like, we got a group message. Me and Brooks, he's a SWAT team leader. I'm a SWAT team leader, and we got a group chat, and so we keep everything in the group chat. We hold each other accountable. Making sure we're not late to appointments, and I feel like that's what's bringing us closer together.
Yeah. You and Greg Brooks made the decision to come home together after playing at Arkansas. How was that relationship, at Arkansas, and going through that process with one of your buddies?
It's crazy, because that bowl game, we were like, come on, bro, we're gonna go out here and ball. We do what we gotta do, and it's like every time he get a pick, he always get his pick first, and then I get a pick right at, like, if he get a pick, I know I'm getting a pick, and it's been like that for about 2 years now. Wow. And so just that the relationship we built up, once I came to LSU, committed to come here, I'm sure everyone knew that he was gonna come here as well. Yeah.
Tyrann Mathieu came back here in the offseason. It's been a week down here. He announced during that week that he wants to be a head coach here one day. He was around the facility. He spoke to you guys. What was that week like for somebody who's from New Orleans, new to LSU, and playing at DBU now, to see one of the presidents come back and speak to the group?
It was an amazing thing to see. Because Tyrann Mathieu, he's a highly favored guy, and the passion he has for purple and gold is crazy. He's from New Orleans, right down the road. And it's like when he was speaking to us, he was speaking from his past experience. He didn't sugarcoat anything, and you could see how much he's grown, and from being here and what he had now, it's an amazing thing to see, especially when you coming from the same place. It's one of the greatest things.
What about Brian Kelly makes him stand out? To me, just as covering him from the media, he feels like he's a great communicator. Like, he's easy to talk to. Being one of his players, what's it been like being recruited by him, and then kind of being underneath him and learning?
Well, I can go talk to him anytime. I can go in his office and talk to him. He make times for all his players, walk-ons. It don't matter who you are, he gonna make time for you. And just the things he's put into place to groom us as men, as football players. I feel like it's outmatched. He focused on the small details, and when it comes time to football, that'll have you ready for the play of the game. You have you disciplined. To the tools he put into place, like graduate champions. I feel like that help us. On the field.
It seems like this group has a lot of good chemistry. As far as building and getting together. The competition is pretty rampant too. After watching you guys out there, explain the competition at safety. It seems like it's fierce.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. So, of course, me, Major, Jay Ward, and then the younger safeties, like Derek Davis, Matthew Langlois. I mean, it's a great room. You got guys who want to get better. Guys want to learn from each other, because most of the guys like Jay Ward, he been here since like 2019, so he's learned things. And then Major coming from Georgia, and I'm coming from Arkansas. It's like, we all learning from each other. The competition is the competition. We stick together as one, knowing that it's a long season. We're gonna need everyone, and so it's like, no matter how it goes, no matter who starts, we keep that brotherhood, knowing that it's gonna be a long game.
What's your relationship like with Coach Cooks and Coach House? Your safeties coach, Coach Kerry Cooks, and then the defensive coordinator, Matt House.
Yeah, so Coach Cook actually recruited me out of high school.
Wow.
Yeah, so we and like I would say, I mean, if a lot of recruits are like, high school players are listening, I would tell them, build relationships, because you never know how things will go down the line. And so me and Coach Cooks used to talk a lot, when I was in high school, when he was recruiting me. And so when it came time for me to make my decision, once I found out he was going to be here, I was like, man, that's crazy.
It is.
Like, I'm like, we built up a good relationship. Like, I already know Coach Cooks, and we just hit the ground running from there. And Coach House, I love him. Like, I love the style of his defense. He's an aggressive defensive coordinator. Coming with that mentality, from the next level, it's a blessing, because it's shaping me it's getting me ready for the next level.
Have y'all started to look at Florida State? Are you in it yet, or
Yeah,
where are you in the preparation?
Yeah, we have been a little bit. This week we're gonna get more into it, as far as like practice and stuff. A Saturday was our last scrimmage, so like this week and like next week gonna be the biggest week for us getting ready for Florida State.
How good is this defensive line?
Man, dominant.
Yeah.
Mason, he's crazy. Like I see him doing some things that and sometimes I had to remind myself, I'm like, he only a sophomore?
Right.
And then Jaqueline is like they match each other energy. Ali Gay, BJ. It's like, man, this as a DB, this is what you dreamed of.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Have
right.
a D lineman as dominated as how they dominate the game. It helps you out on the back end. Like last time in high school when I had a good D lineman, SEC D lineman, I racked up 7 picks. And like I said, that's a dream come true to have a D line like them.
How's the scrimmages been?
The scrimmages, they've been really fun. You got guys flying around. Guys like Kyra Lacey. I'm gonna speak on the offense a little because
I was about to ask you about him.
Yeah. Kyra Lacey. One of my favorites is Malik. I love him.
Everybody's talking about him.
I love him. I love going against him. And then with Kayshawn being back, he gonna do what he do, of course. And he got to show that Saturday in the scrimmage more. With him working his way into coming off his injury, I felt like Saturday he went all out.
Yeah.
Second play of the game, he almost took one to the crib. Like his little screen pass, and he looked like game ready. And I was like, oh shit.
That's what I said. I said, oh, there go that man.
There he goes. Yeah.
Once he showed that, I was like, yep, there he go. He's back.
But everybody's talking about Malik, and just to me, you know so much more about this than I do. It's his route running, right, that makes him. He's so open.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not even that. Like you can be on him, strong hands. He's gonna go up and get the ball. He's a aggressive receiver. Shifty. Got great size. And like I said, I usually check tight ends, but I'm scared enough to check him in the slot. As you may notice, I usually check him maybe once a week. I told her, look, I ain't gonna be dealing with you today. And we keep a record as well. I just recently told, I think we're like 3-2. He won the last rep.
Wow.
And so what I did was I went up, and then after spring, I told him I'm not dealing with him no more till fall. Like I'm gonna keep my record how it is, and so I'm probably gonna. This week I'm gonna probably get him in the slot one more time to even the score.
Get it even. Maybe get back to 500. But when that's got to be the best part about it, right? Iron sharpening iron, right?
Definitely.
I mean, you going up against and guarding Malik and Kayshawn. You feel most comfortable in a nickel, or where do you feel most comfortable?
Really, I'm very versatile. Got great size. Big enough to play in the box. Fast enough to play over the top to cover. So I just be trying to show that, every day in practice by doing things like guarding receivers in the slot. Like Saturday, I actually guarded Kayshawn.
Wow.
He got me, but I was in perfect position. I could have, like I talked to Coach Cook, and I was like, he was like, all you had to do is kick slide, and you'd have been in perfect position. And so just like learning that early, like before the game, before the season. It's a great thing, especially when you got, great receivers to practice it with. And they be encouraging me, like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when I see that, like, that lets me know that I'm doing a damn good job.
When did it click for you of, I got to stop relying on my athleticism and I got to start focusing on technique? To hear a player like you, an athlete like you say, if I just kick slide there, I make the play. When does it click in your brain of, like, I've got to get out of just that I'm a supreme athlete, and I got to start paying attention to how I do it, my technique? Do you remember at what point you said, man, I can't get away with what I used to get away with?
Yeah, so recruits, listen up again. Coming out of high school, it's a lot of things that you do in high school that once you get to college, it's like, well, why is it not working? Why is it not? It's like it clicked for me when I came out of high school, because the technique, you can't get away with the technique you was using in high school because everyone is just as good as you.
You were just better than everybody in high school.
So you can get away with it.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of like younger guys that are coming to college, they learn, like it's an eye opener right then and there, because it's like, man, I used to do this in high school all the time and get away with it, but now it's like, guys are faster. Guys are, the quarterbacks are smarter. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same stuff you did in high school, technique-wise, you can't do it in college.
You can win with both guys at quarterback. I'd imagine that you feel as a teammate, right? I'm not asking you to tell me who you think is going to be a starter, but that competition's been fierce to watch over the last couple of weeks. What have you made of watching that kind of play out in camp the last couple of weeks before they name us? It feels like they're going to name a starter here any day.
Well, with that, I feel like I said, it's gonna be a long season. No matter who start as a quarterback, we're gonna need them all. But the competition has been crazy. Like going against these guys every day in practice, is most of them are like, when you competing in a quarterback spot, I feel like that's hard to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, every mistake's magnified, right?
Every mistake magnified. So it's like, who's gonna just throw that out the window and be like, I'm just focusing on helping the team win. So it's like once like, I ain't gonna say once they start doing that, but like it's like, I feel like once they name a starter, it's gonna be kind of like, it's gonna be like a relief, because it's like a lot of pressure on who's gonna be the starter.
Right.
I was going to say, you played against Nussmeier last year. He actually, I guess, de facto started the Arkansas game. How much better do you think he's gotten from when you played against him last year to what you're seeing in camp this year?
Well, Nuss, he like I said, he don't throw any picks. So I told him the other day, I'm gonna catch a pick on you today. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and just to see him grow, like, now that I know him, as far as like being on the opposite side, looking like, I feel like he was ready last year, and now he's mature, and he has older guys in the room. I feel like that helped him out a lot, and it's preparing him, for what's coming next.
What did y'all see when you watched the LSU film last year? Were you like, did y'all feel like you knew what to expect, or was it like, obviously LSU's always really talented, but was there like kind of secrets out on what LSU is doing, or were you shocked when Nussmeier came in? I
wasn't shocked at all. I kind of knew, like he was gonna play that game. But I mean, coming into that game, man, like I said, is when you play a team, when you home, it's like it's different. Like we gotta win, like. Cause it's like when I come back home, I gotta hear
Thanksgiving, yeah, Christmas.
So it's like it was. I mean, I don't really like talking too much about the past, but nah, it was a blessing to win that game. Especially being from home and winning the trophy. So of course, now that I'm here, I'm trying to make history.
Yeah,
that's gonna be history. I want them to say for the first time in history,
back to back. With different teams.
Joe Foucha, the only one, bro. Him
Come
and
on,
Greg
man.
Brooks.
Come on.
What is Tiger Stadium like as an opponent?
Man, it's knowing, like coming in, knowing what knowing what to expect. I'm from here, so when I'm from Louis, I'm turned up. I'm turned up with y'all, like So it's like I'm using that energy, and I'm going with it. Like I'm going with the stands and everything. And that's what I did. Like every time, so I played that 2019 year. We played here, and then of course this past season. And man, like I said, it's the best feeling. Like it still is. Like that's how even when I was on the opposite side, I was the same way. Every time I come into Tiger Stadium.
Has your mind gone to Caesar Superdome? Labor Day weekend, Sunday night in front of your home crowd, wearing LSU colors, national TV.
I dreamed, like,
bro, I can't imagine.
I literally dreamed of this moment, and the story couldn't have went any better. Like, coming home, first game in the Superdome.
Yeah.
Prime time.
Bro.
Prime time.
Sunday
on
night.
a Sunday. That's unmatched.
Your announcement was the cleanest I've ever seen. The picture that you put out with the 7, bro. Who did that for you? That was slick.
So I got
Can you find that?
I'm trying to remember.
Was it Hayes?
Hold on, let me.
Yeah,
I got
background.
I can't.
It was the cleanest. So you wore 7.
Yeah.
You know what 7 means here. What was those conversations like with? I mean, I'd imagine you wanted to stick with it, right? Or did you kind of come in knowing that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this here, right?
Yeah.
Because you kind of got to earn it.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Right?
Definitely wanted to stick with it. But like I said, man, the reason why I wear the jersey, I don't wear it because of, it's a special.
You wear it for 7th Ward?
Yeah, I'm from. That's where I'm from.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I told K-Sean when he got, I said, boy, you look good in that stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? It's like, I kind of knew you had to earn it. I kind of knew you got to put in the work. But at the same time, it's like when you got a guy who's done what he's done.
Yeah.
He's been on the team. He's led the team. You can't do nothing but respect it. That's the type of guy I am. Like I'm not a crybaby. I'm not a wimpy guy. Like I ain't pout or nothing like that. But it's a special number to me.
Yeah.
Like even though I'm wearing 13, I'm gonna have 7 under my jersey.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
What's the expectation for this team this year as a leader on this team? What do you guys expect inside the room of what it's going to be? Now you have to give me a record, but just how do you anticipate this year?
Well, I feel like the work we've been putting in. I feel like we're gonna win a lot of ball games. The depth we have. The whole team is on the same page, especially with Coach Kelly. Like I said, the things he's put into place for us to succeed, I feel like it's going to take care of the season. It's gonna put us where we need to be.
Yeah.
We're going to shock the doubters. Of course, there's a lot of people doubting us.
Do you hear that? Do y'all hear that?
No, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely do. And you feed off that. Like you can't wait to prove them wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking forward to doing that.
Welcome home, bro.
Man, it's a blessing to be back home.
It's good to see
It's
you
a
home,
blessing.
man. It's good to see you in the purple and gold.
Do we have that, Stewie? Can we pull it up? This was, if you remember, Joe Foucha announcing that he was going to make his commitment to LSU. I think this was the first of 2, right? He had this one, and then he had the
I got another one too.
the one where
The
he
one-
had the shred. This is the one right here, bro. This is the
Got
one.
TM in
That's-
the background.
I mean, when I
That's
saw
the
it,
one that went crazy.
when I saw that, bro, I said, sign me up. Joe Foucha going to be a dog. Got Tyrant in the background. Got DBU behind him.
Man,
In Death Valley.
Dude, that is so clean, man. What's your favorite uniform that LSU wears outside of the traditional?
Man, you know that's pretty hard. You know, I don't really get into.
You like all whites?
I mean, it would be the combination I had up there.
I like
Because
that.
when we went editing, I sent them a picture. Actually,
Bring it back up to
one of my guys, I saw one of their pictures and I was like, man, I want. Yeah,
I'm
so
telling you, the all white, the
With
white
the
bottom and the white top with the
gold
classic helmet,
yeah.
is a great look. It is a great look.
Nah,
man.
definitely. I can't wait to run out there Sunday.
bro, it's gonna be
I was about to say Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Are
It's
y'all
still
in-
wearing off.
So it's switched up now. I mean, you're kind of out of fall camp mode and kind of into preparation. You're kind of into game mode, right? I mean, when does that switch flip to game mode?
Oh man, it's today.
Yeah.
Today.
Right. Yeah.
So we're gonna be looking at Florida State practicing, doing scout team things like that today. From today on forward, man, it's every day
bro. It's here.
we preparing for Florida State. It's here. It's
College
definitely
football
here.
starts Thursday night, bro. I mean, like, does Florida State playing this week? How do you think about that? Does that give them an advantage? Would you rather be playing before you play
The
them?
week 0 game.
I mean, it really don't make a difference. I feel like because we're still gonna be practicing really hard. Like we still gonna be, having the same mentality that we have now. So it's like even though that they're playing, it really don't affect us. I feel like it's not a big deal.
Great to meet you, bro.
It's great. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, man. We'll be pulling for you. Joe Foucha, the Louisiana native, back home where he's supposed to be, rocking 13 at DBU at safety for LSU. Appreciate you watching today. Make sure you hit that like button, share button, comment button. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning. Make sure you catch Lloyd tonight with the crew.
Let's go.
Hold the rope, baby, tonight,
TK.
6 o'clock right here.
Guy.
They have their own Hold the Rope station. We'll be getting you all that information out. Hit the like and share button for our boy Joe, for everybody over here, Stewie, Katie, Lloyd, and the crew. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.
If Skip
Jordy
wants
Culotta
to
Show,
smoke-
driven powered by Go Chevrolet.
If Skip wants to smoke cigarettes inside,
Absolutely.
I have to let him. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought so.
Let
Whatever
the
he
man do what
says
he wants
goes.
to do.
Yeah.